He was still hurting every single day. He was still sick a little bit every day. I remember one time I asked him, I said, are you sick right now? Do you feel normal right now? He said, no. He said, I feel like shit. I feel sick. I said, well, I don't, because I was using. I just did the drug I had to do, and I thought normal. So I was looking at him as, why would I want to be sick like that? Why would I want to go through that pain for something that's never going to go away? I thought that sickness would be there the rest of my life. I didn't think there was anything I could do to get it to go away except for use. That's all I knew. That's all I knew how to do. Now I know better. Now I know there's a difference. Now I know that it does go away, but it takes help to do it. I don't know one person that did it on their own. I don't know one person that didn't tell anybody what was going on and is now recovering. The first step is, once you know you have a problem, is to tell somebody. Tell somebody you trust. Tell somebody that's older and that you think knows how to help you. If you don't tell anybody, nobody knows what's wrong. I can't help if I don't know what it is. So your parents are the same way. They can't help you if they don't know what it is. And I always thought that if I told my parents I was doing drugs, oh, they're going to kill me, they're going to beat me, and my ass is going to be so red, and that's not the case. Because they do care about you. They might be mad for that first hour, but it's really, really worth it in the long run. To take an hour of lecturing to get your whole life back on track again. Do you see drugs on a daily basis? What about you? Yeah? What school do you go to? FHS. Grade 9. Grade 9. How do you see them? Like, what would be your example?
My ex-boyfriend, he sells them, and
it's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
What would you say we could do to help it?
Like,
Did anything come to mind that would be a way to? Don't you have police in the school?
Yeah.
But
they go off there. You can go off there if that
and there's no police or anything like that patrolling that area, or do you still have a smoking section outside that a certain spot everybody goes? Or is it still up by McDonald's? Does everybody still go up there?
I don't know.
No. I know when my ex went to school, I used to go pick her up, and everybody was hanging out around McDonald's, and they were all using their ear. Even though she's on the methadone program, she has all the opportunities in the world. Taking her to treatment. She has 4 loving parents because her parents are broken up. So, and everybody's there to help her. All the money in the world to pay for any addiction center she wants to go to in the world. But she's not ready to quit. She does not want to quit. She was like I was 3 or 4 years ago and didn't know there was a problem. Now where I'm leaving, she came to me last night and finally started telling me a few things that she's been using, and she's been doing this and that, which she's been lying about the past 2 years. But it's too late. I'm leaving in 2 days. There's nothing I can do now. If she would have done this a week ago, I could have changed some things around. I might have been able to stay and help her. If I changed my mind not to go, it'd be the 4th time I bought a plane ticket, get right down to leaving, and change my mind. Around Christmas, I changed my mind. I was supposed to leave. I didn't go because of her. It's very, very hard to sit back and watch somebody you love hit a rock bottom and sit there and let them do it. After you know what's going to happen, you've been there, you've done that, you know how they feel in the mornings when they're sick. You can't do anything about it. That's one of my worst fears, sitting there watching somebody that doesn't think they have a problem. And you know you do. You've been there, you've done it, and you're trying to help them. But you can't force an addict to get help. You can't force an addict to be clean. They have to do it on their own. It's their choice, their will. And 85% of addicts need a rock bottom. They need something to hit where their life can't get any worse. Then they might start making it better. Then they might start making the right decisions. But until that moment happens, there's nothing anybody can do for an addict. And that's the hard part, to sit back and watch somebody do something to themselves, but you know what they're doing, you know the road they're going down, you know where the end of that road is. And it's tough, seriously. Anything else? What do you think? Comes easy once you open your mouth, it just goes. No? Yeah.
Do you have any physical problems now?
Back pain.
Just the back pain, the thing you started with, but there's nothing else that's changed.
Not that I can think of.
But a lot of people will have stuff. You get AIDS, you can get hepatitis,
Anything.
you can get all kinds of nasty diseases.
Anything. I'm one of the very, very lucky ones. Very 1 in 100,000 did not end up in jail, does not have a criminal record, does not have a disease from using it. What would you say, 80–90% of the people that do?
A lot.
Yeah, end up with a disease, HIV, anything, something like that, end up in jail, or dead, or down here at the emergency shelter. And when you first go into that shelter and you think, oh, I'll be here for 2 or 3 days and then, I'll move on to the next, no. There's people that's been here for 4 or 5 years and still feel the same way. They'll just move on any day now. It don't happen that way. Once you get in that rut, you're in that rut. And it's very, very, very hard to bounce out of it unless you really, really want to. And until you want to, nobody can help you. It's hard. Do you have any questions?
I think that when you stress the fact that once you get into it, how difficult it is to get out and stay out,
It's impossible. Very difficult.
it's a miracle if you can pull out of it. And I think that's the message that you're giving us, and that's what people need to know. And that's the prevention, which I think you're doing a great job of explaining that.